Hey, yo, I want to talk about Fallout, as presented in Magic the Gathering's Universes Beyond. Or at least I would if I felt I had anything to say on the subject. Like most Universes Beyond products, I'm not going to buy any, and I probably will never see them in play, so what do they matter to me? I mean, if you like them, then more power to you, but genuine question, if you've never played Magic before, and these Fallout cards have introduced you to the game for the first time, are you going to stick around afterwards? Maybe buy some non-Fallout cards? Let me know in the comments, because I suspect these decks sell well and will bring in a short-term cash injection for WotC, but won't do much for player retention or the long-term health of the game. So yeah, I may be wrong, but honestly, I wasn't going to do a video on these. And then the idea for that thumbnail jumped into my head. Would I eat dog meat? And I thought that's pretty funny. So here we are, and I'm asking the question, do I think I could survive, me, in the world of Fallout as it's been presented here in Universes Beyond? So step 1, what does survival mean? Well, if you Google the basic requirements for survival, you're brought to this document on nasa.gov entitled Human Needs Exploration Then and Now. Oh boy, I am already out of my element. This is why you plan videos and don't just spitball off the idea for a thumbnail. Anyway, let's take a look. It appears to be some sort of lesson plan that takes 5 50-minute class periods. Grade level 6 to 8. I mean, that means very little to me, but hey, this is probably the level of information I'd more readily find in the wasteland, so I guess we're off to the races. Human beings have basic needs: food, water, air, and shelter to survive. And then it goes on to define what counts as shelter. It says, shelter, such as a tent, was either carried or built to protect explorers from the weather and other dangers. And then there's like 16 more pages, which I didn't bother to read. I've probably got everything I need to know here. Oh, and hey, not being bothered to read every page of what's on the computer terminal before I get bored and wandered off is exactly my normal experience of playing Fallout. So, we know the 4 basics that we need. Did they print a tent card? I actually haven't looked at any cards from the set yet. But, you know, they're only commander decks, it's not a full release, so I doubt they'll even have half as many cards as a normal set would. Which is lucky for me, because I'm going to have to look at them one at a time and see if they'd help me survive. I don't want my research to take forever. Hey, Scarlet, show me Murders at Karlov Manor. How many cards were printed for that set? Oh, okay. What about Dominaria United? How many cards for that? Right. So what, like 100 for Fallout then? Oh, but wait, they are commander decks though, so how many... Oh, what? No. Wait, no. Oh my god, look how many cards there are! Oh, I should have looked it up before I started writing this script. This is mental. This is why you don't make videos based on the idea for a thumbnail. Okay, you know what? Zoom back out. I have an idea. Jesus, look at them all. Okay, hear me out. We now know what it means to survive, and we've seen the pool of cards that represent Fallout that we're working with. But if we're asking, could I survive Fallout? There's a third factor that we have yet to define. Me. Well, obviously I have the cat creature type, sure. Okay, narrowing it down. But I'm red. I'm also really not a fighter, so I'm probably just a vanilla creature. I am also famously poor. I think even 2 mana's a bit rich for my blood, so using the baseline, I'm probably just a 1 mana 1/1. No, you know what? If Sanctuary Cat could be a 1 mana vanilla 1/2, then so can I. Which, yeah, sounds weak, but absolutely works out in my favour here, because I'm not the chosen one, I'm not the lone wanderer, or the sole survivor. I'm just a tiny little man, a nothing. I'm not looking for a big adventure or to conquer the wasteland, I just want to survive it, which means living a simple life and not taking risks. So, see all of these cards? There's a lot to choose from there, but most of it I'm never going to encounter. For instance, whilst looking to survive, I'm never going to be in the room with Mr. House. You think for 1 second I'd get anywhere close to Liberty Prime? Absolutely not. So, let's bin off every rare card. Oh god, that was a lot of cards. And then every card with a mythic rarity too. Oh wow, that is so many cards gone. But honestly, to survive, I'm only really going to be dealing with the common stuff anyway. Uncommon at a push, and even then, only if I really have to go looking for it. So, by playing it safe and keeping my head down, I've avoided mythic and rare dangers of the wasteland like Alpha Deathclaws, Feral Ghouls, and whatever the hell the Toxic Sheep Squatch is. But also dangerous situations like the Battle of Hoover Dam, these dark water catacombs, and going insane. It's not all good. By not taking the risk, I've also missed out on some stuff that could be useful, like living in this beautiful orchard, trading on the black market or laying claim to scavenger grounds. I also miss out on some key equipment from the games, like the nuke launcher. Oof, power armor? And oh no, the Pip-Boy! Oh, that one hurts. Oh, and finally, I miss out on help from some friendly wastelanders, like Preston Garvey, the mysterious stranger, or, oh no, dog meat? Well, they're all gone, so I guess that thumbnail was clickbait then. Oh, the comments I'm gonna get. But now we know what we don't have. Let's look at what we do have. Beautiful. Let's zoom and group those up, please. Nice. Still not exactly readable, but we can remove cards from the list as we discover them to try and keep it somewhat clear. And we know what our 4 basic needs are: food, water, air, and shelter. But I think we should act as if we're starting out with nothing and that we have none of those. Which means, let's look at the common cards first, just to make sure that our basic needs are met with things that are readily available, before trying to improve our lot in life with things that may be more uncommonly found. Which for now means covering, first up, where we're going to live and build our shelter. And luckily for us, we actually have quite a few common lands to choose from. I want to avoid potential danger that might be found around places like Razortide Bridge, the Ash Barrens, or Mr. House's Command Tower. And I'm not really keen on the unknown element of the Vault in Path of Ancestry, the Graveyard in Mortuary Maya, or the Junk City of Terramorphic Expanse. Or at least not at this stage while I'm still naked and unarmed. But I am thrilled to see that we have each of the 5 basic lands available to us. These will be great to scavenge from and look for resources in, which I guess also means we have all 5 colours of card available to us to use later, because it's still magic, I guess? And while I could build my shelter and live in any of these lands, aside from maybe that swamp which looks a bit irradiated for my taste, no, I think I'm going to build my shelter in the Evolving Wilds, with rich, fertile land that has wild, rampant, and abundant growth that I can take advantage of for farming. And looking at that art, seemingly structures already in place that I can hunker down in if nothing else. Oh, and hey, look, one unexpected windfall. I found a working computer, a telescope, and a decorative snow globe. Not a massive fan of a snow globe, but maybe that'll be good for my morale if nothing else. And one nice thing about keeping things limited to commons like this is, unless I get into a deadly dispute with an impassioned orator, over caps or something, there's not really any nasty creatures for me to have to worry about here. Aside from exposure, I can live here and not be in any real danger. Next up we need clean air, fresh water, and something to eat. And, looking at the rest of the common cards, unless I get lucky with my sticky fingers to loot something off of the corpses in this fertile ground, I may be out of luck already. I can probably get some scraps of clothing that way so that I'm not totally naked. But still, it's time to grab my telescope and snow globe and far-seek some solutions in more uncommon places. Before I die, because, I found nothing. I want drinking water, so I'd probably move into the forest next. Though that may have been a mistake. It appears to be mostly irradiated wildlife, like these squirrels or this mega sloth. Unexpected dangers, like raiders and glowing ones. And worse still, super mutants destroying stuff. Even the local humans are trying to beat me down or convert me into a cult. Luckily, there do seem to be some potential friendlies here too. Ranchers, farmers, and just those who have learned to live in peace with the land. And while I've found nothing, I at least will be able to leave the forest well rested. Either due to some help from the friendlies, or due to the weird call that seems to emanate from the place. Next, I guess, is the plains, and this also proves to be a mistake. Now, bright side, someone has programmed these robots to grow crops. However, those that have done it seem to be getting besieged by clones. And everywhere else? Brotherhood of Steel, 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 and Brotherhood of Steel. And you know what? I'm alright actually. Gonna find myself a path to exile and escape all that noise. So I guess it's the mountains next, and that's where streams form at least, right? Well, good news, there are some people living here. Some in bunkers, some in caravans. Maybe they'll trade water for my beloved snow globe. Bad news, those types do tend to be very defensive. Bottle cap landmines and just plain regular shooting at me. So I may come back here when I'm more prepared, but for now I'm moving on. I didn't get any water, but I did get irradiated to the point of mutation. Excellent! So I'm sort of done, the swamps look deadly and I don't even know how I'd get to an island. But let's see what would have happened if I'd somehow managed to get there. Vexing Radgol, Whirler Rogue, I'm sure he's friendly. Robo Brain War Mind. Right, okay, anyone nice? I might catch a glimpse of a genius with their thirst for knowledge. And Nerd Rage. Cool. Can't imagine the swamps would have been any better. Oh, okay, at least they had the Bastion of Remembrance, might be nice. Oh, and I might have bumped into someone like Butch. But also, bloatflies, rad roaches, rad rats, raiders, and people with power armor but without pity. Yeah, no thanks. Well, this hasn't gone well. I mean, if I'd have managed to make it to the Tainted Isle, I'd have found contaminated drink, but that's not exactly what I wanted. And that place has nightkin ambushes, so no. Did I at least find anything on the road? I'd have had to pass a lot of places, like this roadside reliquary, buried ruin, or whatever the fuck a temple of the false god is. Maybe there's some stuff I could use there. A silver shroud costume? Okay, clothes are good, I'm not exposed to the elements as much anymore. A safe, probably something in there I can trade, if I can get it open. Ooh, a hip flask, that is legitimately useful. Brass knuckles, I mean, it's not a flamethrower, but as weapons go, it's better than nothing. Oh shit, is that a flamethrower? Okay, boom, a survivor's med kit. Yes. A skull clamp? I'm going to assume those grills at the front of it ventilate the air, so alright. I found a bunch of magazines to read, so I'll be entertained at the very least. And a bunch of bobbleheads, which will either power me up like they do in the games, or will look nice next to my prized snow globe. Holy shit, a Nuka-Cola vending machine. It's not a permanent source of drinking water, and surviving on soda can't be good for you, but this may have just saved my life. And what's this? CAMP. I mean, I've got that computer that I found earlier, so to the wiki? I'll leave a link in the description if you want to look yourself. Blah blah blah, scroll down, CAMP are portable player homes which can be deployed nearly anywhere. Personal workshop? All repairs are completed automatically. Okay, scroll. Build mode, such as foundations, walls or roofs. So this is my shelter sorted. Does it do water? Multitude of available plans unlock additional objects for crafting. Okay, let's click through. Plans by type, right, let's click on workshop. Oh, there's a long list. Oh, but 2.12, water. Yes, water pumps. And small, medium and large water purifiers found around the world or available to trade. This is a gold mine. I think I'm fucking sorted. Let's go back to the cards. So, I'm living in the wilds where I assume the air is clear, but just in case I'm going to be using this skull clamp as a respirator. I'm wearing clothing to protect myself from the elements and a CAMP to build a shelter that will also help me with water once I found the plans. But until then, I've got this vending machine. All that leaves left to sort is my food, so let's look at what cards remain. Putrefy? No. Young Deathclaws? Double no. White Glove? Oh, Jesus, no. Oh, these are all bad. Oh, and that's all of them. What am I going to do for food? I was so close. I'm going to starve. Wait, hang on. Show me those basic lands again. Enhance. Closer. Again. Now, show me another one. Another. Dear Lord, it's obvious. Dog meat might be mythic rare, but he's not one dog. Every Fallout game has a dog meat, and it's not the same animal each time. Dog meat is a name, and it's the name that's a myth. Actual dogs are everywhere in Fallout, and any one of them could be dog meat. Could I take one in a fight though? I mean, I'm only a 1-2 after all. But I've got more than an empty belly and a hunger in my eye. I've got this flamethrower, and a skull clamp, and enough other trinkets that I can trade those caravanners for more weaponry if I need. Oh yes indeed. So there we have it. I think I could survive in Magic's depiction of Fallout. What about you? Let me know how you think you'd fare in the comments below. And if you're still waiting for me to answer the question from the thumbnail, yes, I would not only eat dog meat, I would thrive upon it. I guess it wasn't clickbait after all. Thank you very much for watching that genuinely weird video, and thank you to my patrons whose names are on screen now. I'd also like to thank my sponsor for this video, me and my Patreon page, where you can get your name credited on screen too. Check it out in the link in the description below. Hit the like button, leave a comment, install an ad block, and most importantly subscribe and share this video with a friend. Hit the notification bell and do all those things that the algorithm loves. If you agree or disagree with any of my points, or you want to see me do a video on another subject, let me know and I will see you next time. I'd also like to thank my sponsor for this video, me and my Patreon page.